Hi there, I am Cherie with Technomads, and we have now been boat owners for 4 months. And the first day we moved in, I took you on a tour of the boat from what it looked like then. You can go back and look at that. Today, Chris and I are going to take you through the boat, kind of point out some of the things that we've changed, but more importantly, talk about some of the planned upgrades that we have in mind. So obviously, first of all, we have our dinghy. We have an Achilles rigid hull. It's aluminum with an engine. We still have a davit system to install on the back of the swim platform. Another planned upgrade, and it is in progress right now, finalizing the artwork right now, is we're keeping the name Why Not, but we have new graphics coming in, custom designed for us, and that'll go on the back upper transom, since we'll have the dinghy mounted on the lower swim platform. We didn't want to block the name. So the lower Why Not in the ropes will be removed. You can tell we've already had the other decals removed from the rest of the boat. We did that when we had the boat compounded and waxed. So that was all removed. It's all ready to go. Our Coast Guard documentation is in, so we have to put our new hailing port of Green Cove Springs, Florida, which is where our domicile's at. We got to get that on there soon, so come aboard.
For the davit system we're getting, will be just enough space to still walk along here, but the dinghy will tilt over on the side. It'll be kind of at a 45-degree angle. It's a dinghy caddy. Should be delivered next week.
We'll show that, of course, once it's done. On the cockpit, we now have our folding electric bikes on board. We carried those in the bus. We're on the fence of whether or not these will go back to the bus and we'll get another set for the boat, or how we'll manage it. But for now, these are our local transport. We have a new bistro table on the cockpit, which we use for dining outside. Very convenient for easy access from the kitchen for getting food out here. And of course, fabulous views.
And we got a grill.
Kind of dirty, but this is a marine grill by MAGMA. We got the infrared one, and we got the fishing rod mount. Since we're not fishing people, we're not going to have fishing poles on board, but we will put fish on the grill, so that kind of counts, right? But it's fabulous. This can move to any of the locations around the boat where there's fishing rod holders, and it makes it great for grilling outside. We've got a marine aluminum propane tank down here that came with the boat. So
Putting in a hatch here.
okay, so above the ladder going up to the flybridge, we have an open area, and a lot of Bayliner owners actually construct a hatch that covers this up, because when it rains, it pours right down into here. So we do want to put that on there. Makes it also safety, so no one can fall from up on the flybridge accident.
And I'm Chris from Technomads, and before we step inside the boat to do the interior tour and talk about all the awesome upgrades we're planning to tackle, one of them starts right out here. So in the lazarette, that's this chamber here underneath the cockpit, is where our house batteries are. And if anyone who knows us, we're just having a hard time living with lead batteries. We're the lithium people, and we're looking forward to upgrading this house battery bank to a lithium battery setup. We still haven't decided which batteries we're going to go with. We're only beginning that research. But upgrade this to lithium, get a better, smarter inverter, a battery monitoring system. It's kind of bizarre that I know the status of the batteries on our bus that's parked 100-something miles away better than I know the status of the batteries here on the boat we're in right now, because it's got really no proper battery monitoring system. And so lithium, better inverter, battery system, and have that all online and tied to remote controls. That's big upgrade pending here.
And this is Kiki of Technomads. She is our greeter. She's always waiting for us, ready to go explore.
She is the climate control officer.
All right, so first change you might notice coming in is we got rid of the red bucket chairs that were in here originally. They just weren't comfortable, and the vinyl of them was already starting to peel up, and we didn't want red. So what we've done, we've got just a fold-up little chair in the corner. That's mainly Kiki's nap nook. We've got 2 bar stools that we've used at the bar, which apparently is how this one originally was set up. So we're back to originals on that one.
A minibus.
Oh yes, of course. We always keep Zephyr with us. And we originally, this is where the television was. We took that out. It was like an old tube TV. It was ancient.
It wasn't boat anchor.
Yeah, I think it's one of those Barney Rubble ones where they had to. Yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, we found the original owner had the doors still from when he did that modification, so we were able to kind of put those in. I'm going to show this to you. I don't even know what the state of this is, but it zip ties.
It's. I did a very impromptu way to get them on until we rebuild and put some proper shelves. And
so we are currently using my 21-inch iMac. Both as my workstation, which I'm mostly doing everything from the couch, and it's just also our primary entertainment. So we just move, this table moves around, really kind of easy. We just kind of space that out, and we've been just snuggling up on the couch watching movies and Netflix, and we have a red box right around the corner, so we've been watching things here. The eventual goal, and it's not necessarily a high priority because this is working out pretty darn well, is there's a modification that a lot of Bayliner owners have made where you lose this cabinet space, but it's one of those pop-up televisions, and you end up cutting a hole in the countertop, and we can fit a 50-inch screen there. So that's an eventual upgrade, and of course some sort of sound system in here to go along with it. And like I said, we're pretty much enjoying 21 inches close up versus 50 inches across the room is that really an upgrade? I don't know. We'll see.
On the other side of the room over here, we've actually had, the boat came with an ice maker, but it was completely fallen apart inside, so I had to rebuild this completely. But now we have wonderful non-stop endless supply of ice. We've of course brought our soda stream over and have this set up, so we've got carbonated water. And then this little chamber back here is kind of a little bit of a makeshift tech cabinet. We got some major upgrades planned, including all the wiring for the speakers around the boat kind of comes together here, and there's nothing set up. There used to be a auto reversing double cassette deck and a CD changer when the boat was sold. Now there's no amplifier, so we need to figure out the sound system, a multi-zone sound system, and bring audio to the entire boat. Stepping over into the kitchen, we've actually had one big upgrade tackled here. Is we've got the new convection microwave, which we absolutely love having this, and then we've got our induction cooktop, a twin hob induction. And this is sized that it can be inset into the counter. So we want to get rid of this old Princess electric range and turn this into a cabinet. So we're trying to find the right cabinet maker who can do the countertop and make us a really nice cabinet and help us tackle that. Also in the kitchen, if you remember when we first moved into the boat, we had a really ugly plastic Moen faucet here. And we have upgraded, and this is a much nicer setup here.
Notice it doesn't automatically do dishes.
Yes, we should have done the dishes before filming the tour. So one other upgrade that we want to tackle for the living area for the entire boat is we want to take the lighting to the next level. Right now, the prior owner had put in mostly LED lights everywhere, but none of them are dimmable, and we like to have a lot of control over the light level. And, well, you can't turn them on and off from our phone or by voice control, which also seems we want to fix that. So
$19.99.
Yes. So we want to redo and smartify all the lights and control systems and everything. And that's a big project because we want to do it just once across the entire boat. Now, that's upstairs. Now, let's go take a look down in the basement for a second. Into the engine room. Notice how much fun it is to get into this engine room. You have to lift the hatch, pull a little bit of storage out of the way, go down here, do a little bit of a backwards limbo, and then
hope you don't catch the manifolds.
And then you crawl backwards into the space between the engines. But as you look down here, this is quite a long crawl space.
See all the oil absorbing pads there?
Yes. This is our space between the engines. Very notoriously awkward to get to in the Bayliner.
But you can see these where the carpet splits are. These actually are panels that come up, and there's 4 of them, and they open just above the engines of each. And of course, I told you about Kiki and her nap mug, just on cue. So,
So you could open the spaces above the engine, but with the modification that we really are very eager to do is to cut a hatch in between the engines so we can lift up and stand in between the engines and maintain them from above without having to go through the crawl space. It's apparently about a day-and-a-half project if you've got the right tools, and it does do a little damage to the carpet, but this carpet is old and busted anyway, so eventually will be replaced, and it's still serviceable, and the cuts will actually be under our area rug. So it's a great upgrade, very eager to handle that.
All right, we ready to go into the pilot house? Follow me. Okay, so we loved the pilot house for several reasons. It is an extra living space. It's got this nice little settee over here. There is a table that can go inserted here to give you some table space up here if we wanted to do that. First upgrade we did is we had solid canvas windows. So we had some, I guess it's like a umbrella sort of fabric. I don't know what it's called. I don't know. It's some sort of fabric-y thing that lets light in, but we get privacy during the day, and we can see out, and it blocks a lot of the UV light coming in, and it's drastically improved the amount of heat, or less amount of heat coming in here. So it's a lot more easy to be in here during the summer. We don't have as much light coming in, but we still get our wonderful views around here. So this is eventually what we want to use as our office space while underway, and of course a comfortable driving space in inclement weather should we ever have to do that. So the overall goal here is, right now this is the captain's or the admiral's ready room. In other words, it's Kiki's space right now. She monitors her food here. She has her food robot there. Her litter box is over here. And there's actually room, all sorts of open room underneath the settee. So what we want to eventually do is do a cat door in here, put the litter box chamber in there. There's already ventilation going out from this room to the outside of the boat. So we want to utilize this space to be her litter box. The food will probably stay here anyway. And then this corner space we would like to convert to some sort of standing and sitting desk space for one of us to use, so this can be used as office space. This helm chair was a upgrade from the traditional or standard Bayliner chair. It is a Recaro. It is pretty apparently high end, but it's bolted to the ground. So it, for the limited amount of time that we would actually use this as a helm chair, we think it's worthwhile getting rid of this and getting a chair that can be moved and be used as a dual helm chair or an office chair over here. So that's originally how the Bayliner came. It was a movable chair. Apparently this is fantastic though if you're in inclement rough weather, because your butt stays seated. And it's heated. Not that I really am craving that right now, but that's kind of some of the living space changes that we're looking forward to. And of course, Big Bass Billy will stay, because, you know, everyone needs a singing fish.
I actually want to tie this into the autopilot system. We've got a lot to talk about here. There's a lot of marine electronic upgrades that we want to tackle, because this boat was basically stock 1999. There's a old big giant tube Raytheon radar that no longer works. Big radar mounted up above as well. A weather system that tells us the weather in Naples, not the weather where we're actually at. It's a little radio weather system. And then engine gauges that are, some of them work and some of them agree with each other. We have actually 3 tachometers on board for each engine, and they all are slightly in disagreement. Some don't work at certain RPM. So we've got upgrades to the engine instruments. We actually want to put in modern networked instruments, ones that will do flow scans of the fuel in and out, so we can actually get a real mile per gallon figure and optimize what our ideal cruising speeds are, and be viewable wherever we are in the boat. We want to replace the radios. This radio is just here filling a hole, this old ancient Raytheon VHF. We've got a slightly nicer one up on the flybridge, but the radios all need to be replaced. We want radios with AIS. The autopilot is actually pretty serviceable and even has a remote control, so we can steer the boat from around, but we want to have this autopilot tied into a GPS chart plotter so we can program our courses and have a little bit more control of it all. And that's the big thing that's missing, is we have no real modern chart plotter on board other than our iPads. There's a kind of a beat up Garmin that goes up on the flybridge. So a lot of upgrades, and the state of marine electronics right now is amazing. There's some incredible things out there. We just need to pick which brand do we want to go with. Do we want to go with Raymarine or Garmin? What are the options we want? We want to have good depth finders for knowing how deep it is, but we don't care about the 3D view of where all the fishes are. But it seems to kind of come with all the latest depth finder technology is kind of amazing. And then we want to have a new workable, actual usable radar so we can see other boats and see the weather coming.
So now on the flybridge, we want to replace this helm seat as well. It just does. Oh, someone's getting busted.
Cops, Fort Myers. Ta-da. Not a feisty schooler.
No, that's a no wake zone. He's going too fast. Slowing down. All right, that's interesting. Okay, so helm seat. This one we just can't position correctly. It's most comfortable to be standing here, and with the seat pushed back enough, you've got the lever here that just is always bumping into your knees, and I'm just imagining one of us is going to end up with stitches someday. And sitting, you want to go more forward, you can put your feet up here, but it's just not as comfortable. And one of the things we liked on some of the boats that we looked at in our boat search was they had a fold-up piece of seat that came here that was kind of good. Yeah, sit stand, kind of a lean back sort of thing. So we are looking to upgrade this one in the future. The Bimini's. They were installed, as best we can tell, I think in 2002 or 2003. They are definitely at their end of their life. We already have one repair that we've had to do when this blew off in one of a storm that came through. And they're leaking water. So we need to treat them to give them some longevity so they can be waterproof again, because when it rains, it just comes right through. Not a dry space.
They're due for a full replacement.
But they are due for a full replacement. But this is also the most ideal space to do solar. So that's why we're not rushing to replace them just with canvas. But we're trying to think through what we want to do for solar up here, whether it's stitching in flexible panels into a canvas that we create, or if we do solid panels up here in some sort of bimini that comes down. And we still want this to be able to come down, of course, for storms, and because the radar arch is on a hydraulic lift to get us down to 12 feet bridge clearance. So we still want to be able to bring the level down. So these are all things we're taking into consideration, and we don't want to just lurch and make these changes without thinking it through and planning it. So we'll probably just get some 303, get it weatherproof up here again, and go from there.
So these are kind of the big projects on our upgrade list, and the upgrade list on a boat is literally miles long, it seems at times. These are the ones we hope to tackle sometime in the next year-ish, hopefully sooner. So if anybody has good recommendations and leads, particularly of like an amazing canvas / bimini shop or an electrical shop that would love to tackle a boat lithium project and help us out with that, along our route, we're always looking for interesting places, and serendipity steers us to which project we tackle next.